Hello. Welcome back to a Tuesday Tea Time Bible Talk, uh, quote unquote, as I'm calling this kind of Tuesday series. It's been a little bit, but that's because I've been on vacation. I went on vacation, so I'm back now. I had a big beard. If you saw some videos where reacting to like the Momo thing, not Momo thing, Joe's Marble League thing. I had a big beard. I just shaved it. You're ready for military. I'll have a mustache back sometime, but this video is not really a Bible talk as it is a uh, goal prayer thing I'm doing for my 30s. Because the reason why I went on vacation is because I just turned 31. And being in the Army in basic, in 2020, and then in Korea 2021, I didn't get to be home for my birthday and everything. It was much needed rest, much needed, kind of mental reset and fit in how I would we around people like this. I tried talking a lot like this to get used to the idea of how this would be around everyone else. So, so that's the reason why this thing. Uh, so I'm sorry about that. But sorry if my computer's a little bit off center. I got a giant puzzle I'm working on here, so it's kind of I have it on top of it because I'm trying to work on it. So I like puzzles. I got that when I was in Gatlinburg. I already did one, so I might as well do another one. All right, but what is the purpose of this video? Uh, it's more of a prayer goal set. You could say what I want to do for my 30s. I did not do that for my 20s. I was just whatever. But there's certain things I want to see happen and do in my 30s that I just want to be like, you know what, Lord, this is what I'm putting before you, and this is what I'm praying about. There's going to be some things I won't mention, of course, but there's certain things, make known that I really want to do and everything like that. Uh, Number one, it's growing more in the Lord is in my 30s. I want to have a deeper relationship with the Lord, and I know all these different things kind of all relate to that and how it makes me grow in Him. But like asking about different things in my life, stuff like that, and trying to see like, well, Lord, where do I fit in this and that, and what do you want to have me do? Like writing, how do I do like escape stuff, everything like that? Because I do want to work in an escape room whenever I'm out of the like my plan was when I got out of the military, did my time or whatever, that I would maybe try to work in an escape room, and I might actually have a contact with doing that. Long story short, but okay, do I just work at a place or anything? But like I was at a church this morning, a church, one of the churches I visit often out here, talking about how hard work is everything, like a commanded thing. The Lord wants us to hard work, and how our efforts and labor are onto Him, not necessarily for monetary gain, but onto Him. And that's something I want to take more into consideration. So, for various reasons. So, for me, I want to, whatever I do, even here in the military, I want to try to. Now, people would say you work hard already, Brennan, and I'm just like, yeah, I do, but somehow I want to do more in some ways. Like if I go to an escape room place and I work there, I want to learn every ins and out of the place, and I actually could become manager and everything like that, which is not something I ever had a goal with, not something I ever thought I could do, but it's just like, you know what, I'm going to do that because that's something I want to really push. Yes, the writing, I'm always going to try to focus on doing writing. I want to write books and films. I want to do that, but also want to do some work and thing as well. Yes, so the writing is always something I'm going to aim towards, but actually work at a place as well. So they all kind of mix in together with the various goals because they all kind of complement and work with each other and everything. Another thing is, my church back at home, what I'm to do. I know that I really want to be more active in the church and serving in whatever capacity I can. Like if it's just like, hey, you need someone to mow the grass. Well, yeah, mow the grass, or like vacuum the carpet and everything before in between rooms and in between services or something, I'll do that. Or I can at least offer my services. That one thing I know I'll be doing is I can give people rides. I'll be the Uber driver, I guess, of the church, because that's something seemingly the Lord always has me doing, is driving people around. And it's just like, you know what? That's what you want me to do, Lord. That's what I'll do. If someone needs a ride, I'll give them a ride. I know it's not something big, but it's a little service and everything. But I do have. I have had a thought. I remember a few years ago. They're saying, about, Pastor Maxwell was talking about surrender and everything like that. Surrendering to the gospel message and everything. And I remember I talked briefly to Mr. Bruce and Mr. Ray about people at my church that were leaders until Mr. Bruce passed, unfortunately. But briefly talking to them about, what would it take to be a pastor or something like that. But praying about it and everything these past few years, I can tell I am not a pastor. I am nowhere close to being a pastor. Pastoralship is not my role. I sense that, I feel that that's not me. Being an elder, though, like being someone in the church, like leading a small group, helping out others, being someone like staff, you could say, like that, whatever you want to call it, elder, whatever word you want to call it, I don't know. I'm not a pastor, but I can be in an eldership role eventually, because someone is eventually going to have to fill these spots. And so it's going to take a long time for me to be there, mind you, but I am willing to embrace that role if it's betterment of the church and everything. But it's going to take a lot of development, getting it to vet. I know I stated I wanted to go on trips and everything like that, but again, I have to think of how much my health with all this, because the sunstroke and stuff, how much that's really going to affect everything, I don't know. So I just have to play it by ear. But as much as I can do, I want to be more active and help out with the church in whatever capacity the Lord has for me. But that also brings up another thing, which might be the biggest thing on this list in some ways. Yes, I know you don't have to be married to be an elder or leader in the church. I get that. I know that. But I feel like I'd have to be in some ways, because one thing I want to say, but there's certain things, I would want to, talk with young people about. And if certain things are brought up, like, hey, Mr. Wheeler, what do you think about this subject or anything, like about relationships or anything like that? I could give advice, but here's the thing about relationships. I've never had one. Never had a relationship, never had a girlfriend, never anything. So I really want to strengthen the friendships and restorations and stuff and everything back at home, but I've never had a relationship or anything like that. I know one day I will, but that's part of the reason I'm making this video and a goal for my 30s, because the biggest thing for this, if you often asked me like what I thought of a relationship, I was like, yeah, I'd like one, but my problem is that, well, one, I wasn't seeing the real value of myself and not loving myself. That I'm still working on. And I think I am getting better in that. Like, it's like a more late thing, like being on vacation, I think helped with that. But I never, one thing I always thought about her, about, whoever I wanted to date or whatever, is like, well, I'm not good enough for them also because I have nothing to offer. And that's a stinging point to me, because, kind of a poor guy, if you want to say anything. I don't have a house, don't have an apartment or anything yet. Not really in debt, I just have my car, you could say, but it's just like, to me, I have nothing to offer. But now that I'm in my 30s, I want to change that. Maybe that's the biggest thing about this whole thing with everything in my 30s. I want to have something to offer. Yes, I know I'm going to try to lead and try to be as best a guy I can be before the Lord, and try to grow people in the Lord and everything, but relationally and everything, I know I struggle and I don't do well in this area with myself. So it's like, how can I change that? Well, one, loving myself more, but actually doing something about not having to offer. Like, the Lord just doesn't want me to just sit in depression and self-pity. Just do something. Like that book I read, just do something. And I was like, you know what? maybe I need to actually work towards everything. It's a goal. Because, whenever I do have someone, I want to make sure, like, hey, I love you, I care for you. Yes, I have a place. Maybe it's an apartment at first or whatever, but I've been able to maintain it. You can count on me to maintain you and help you and love you and everything. And that's something very important to me. It's been very important to me for a long time. I think literally my whole life. But I'm tired of saying I have nothing to offer when no, I do. And I want to change my view that I have nothing to offer to. Actually, I do. I'll just spit all over the place. I'm sorry. So, basically, in summary, grow in the Lord, work on writing, do my best in hardworking and everything in business, help the church out more, restore friends, build up on friendships and everything, make new ones, restore, build on old ones and everything, and actually have something to offer for a relationship because I'm in my 30s and it may come to me whether I want it or not, think of it or not. The Lord may just bring one to me, and I want to be ready for and ready for whatever that's going to entail. And I know they all complement one another and what the Lord has, but I'm in my 30s and I just need to be more serious and more goal oriented than what I've ever been before. So just be more serious about life, I guess, and how to do things. Kind of a weird video. I'll see how I am in a year, look back on this one or something, see what I said, see what's changed or not. But I just want to be more goal orientated and actually set things for myself. It's like, Lord, this is what I want to see happen. I'm praying your will and things, but help me go forward and everything. So that's what we're going to do. So just a quick video and everything, but it's just what I framed for my birthday in my 30s and growth and what the Lord really has for me. All right, so see you in the next one. Goodbye.